Like I
All
said, I've
right.
got right. Bloody hell.
All
BA
right.
Ken.
What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Unit Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to review the Bournemouth versus Arsenal game. Joining me, as you can see, I have a number of guests. So please welcome to the show. First of all, Ola, say hello to the people, Ola.
What's happening, people? It's another grindy game today, but we're back in the house working with Chig. Thanks for the invite.
Of course. Doing the Datsun thing, I see.
It's,
Stealing
it's,
swag.
it's,
What's going on
it's,
here?
it's more of I got ejected out of my yard by the fucking kids, man. Fucking kids.
I hope you've got your engine running because your car battery will be dead by the end of this.
my engine's running. I got my chargers working. Everything's running, man. Yeah, man. I'm in the
Look at what I've started,
right
man.
now.
Every fucker's filming in their car now. You know what I mean?
Right, you know what?
It's the best way, mate. It's the best way.
You gotta get it out. You can get it, man. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Shit.
And then also joining me, as you can see, is Lee. Say hello to the people, Lee.
17 unbeaten.
17 unbeaten.
Yeah, man. Happy days. Thanks for having me on again. Appreciate it. And with all my pals as well, man. It's good. It's going to be a good show.
There you go. And someone I don't get on enough, so I'm going to start to change that. And that is the legend that is Kenny Ken. Say hello to the people, Ken.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Like I said, I don't know about you guys, right, but I had the blood pressure pump after that game. And I'll tell you one thing, right, when you watch Arsenal, it starts at 150, and then if it gets to about 130, you're doing well. But I'll tell you one thing, that game, everything about the game. Well, let's just save it for the show, eh? Let's just say it.
Well, I'm going to say, you started, so you might as well keep going. What did you think about that game? Because I must admit, watching the game, yes, it was a nervy game, and people like Mustafi did not help. But I honestly thought, I always felt confident we'd win. What did you think?
I must admit, there were like certain things about certain aspects of the game throughout the game where things I weren't happy with certain things. I wasn't happy with Aubameyang. You know, I said there was evidence during that game why Unai Emery plays him on a bench or plays him out wide, because what's happening is that if he wants to be a top striker, and I mean a really top striker in this league, he has to be able to play with his back to goal. He has to have a show for his players. There were loads of times when Iwobi, Mkhitaryan, and even like Bellerin gets the ball, and he isn't an option. He's not there to receive the ball, so got to check, get back, pass the ball, too many 1-2s. Now, if he's saying to me, right, I'm in, that ball comes earlier. You know what I mean? Because he's got to beat in that Bournemouth defence. And like I said, especially for pace, he's a very good finisher, but he's got to, if he works hard in his game, but also other things I didn't like as well. Xhaka, second off, gave the ball away again in decisive moments where he could have put us in other trouble. Bournemouth's goal, I was very angry with. Don't blame just the Iwobi. How many times have I come first, the second, and third phases of play? The first phase of play, right, is Iwobi losing the ball. But there's two more for that goal. Why was Bellerin jogging on the way back? Why was he not picking up the runs? Why was the situation where Kolasinac is out of position? Not even when, like I said, Wilson puts that ball in. 4 phases of play. And we didn't even touch the ball for their goal. That's what really got me down, not being able to touch the ball. One thing I did like, though, is that I'm glad that, you know, like I said, we didn't totally go for that third goal, that we managed the game out, especially when Bournemouth played 4-2-4, that we actually stopped the supply line to them, you know, their front four. And I was really happy with that. Although Mustafi really gave me a heart attack when he gave away that free kick when he fouled Wilson. I mean, sorry, when he fouled, I think it was Nelson he fouled. But yeah, it was one of those things where I was sure, you know, like Stanislas was going to put that in the top corner. I actually expected him to score. But apart from that, we still got a lot of sloppiness in our football, and we're not exactly going to scare Spurs with that performance.
Yeah, I must admit, I also expected them to score for that. I thought this is just our luck to concede like this again in the last minute of the half. But Lee, let me come on to you, because as you can imagine, Iwobi's had a good season. So naturally, as soon as he makes a mistake, you have people piling on saying, yeah, Arsenal fans are overrating him. He's only done a couple of tricks and everyone is now busting their nut over him. Like he's done. You'd almost think they're describing a certain Mesut Ozil.
Is it a coincidence that he didn't play an away game and we won it?
Exactly.
I actually tweeted out, and I had little teenagers with player profile pictures in my mentions, because I put, has anyone tweeted out we're missing Ozil's creativity yet?
And I responded to it straight away. I'm like, yep.
And the thing is, like, a couple of tweets later, I put out about Mkhitaryan being bang average, and he's like, has he ever had a good game for us? And that's when I got all the little Ozil teams in my mentions. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think it was Iwobi's fault we conceded that goal. I'm with Kenny, right? We were in their box.
Yeah.
There's still a lot to do from there. Yes, he shouldn't have done what he done. He was trying to be Zidane or whatever it is he was doing. But if you look, we had 6 players in their box.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're 1-0 up. We're back on top because they were all over us for the first 20, 25 minutes. And it took us about that time to sort of get a grip of the game. Do you know what I mean? And, and when we've gone 1-0 up, why are there 6 players in the box in stoppage time? Right? And then they analysed it on Sky. And Jamie Redknapp, I don't really rate Jamie Redknapp, but he made a fantastic point, right? And he watched Bellerin's run, all the way back. He goes, he was jogging. He goes, all he had to do was just run in a straight line all the way back, and he would have stopped that goal. Yeah. By the time he decided, oh, fuck it, like, it was too late. And then Holding was like, well, what do? Do I go? Do I stay? What am I doing? Like, and in the end, he done nothing. But there was maybe 2, 3, 4 opportunities after Iwobi lost the ball to stop that goal, and we didn't do it. And we've seen that time and time again, not just this season, but last season especially, right? And I've said to so many people, like, there's so many people out there that think that all of a sudden we're going to win a title, right? Or that we're going to compete for a title. We're light years behind Man City, man, right? And until people realise, and it's not like, I keep getting told, oh, your expectations are well down in the gutter. Well, yeah, they are. Because I'm realistic, I know where we're at, right? And today, I was impressed with the last 5 to 6 minutes of that game, including stoppage time, other than the Mustafi tackle, right? But onto that tackle, I do see why he fouled the guy, because he had 2 options to the left of him. Yeah. He had 2 options wide open to the left of him, right? If he had popped that ball off to either one of them, that's either a shot on goal or a cross for a tap-in.
Yeah.
So it was a case of...
And you guys... in particular, I don't rate Mustafi, friend. I wasn't really criticizing him too much. I understood. I got it. I understood. Because to be honest with you, if he hadn't done anything, that also would have been a heart skip moment. For me, my issue was, why was the guy in the area in the first place trying to get a shot off to force Mustafi to do that? But I'm with you. I'm not. See, really...
that's the thing, right? He had 2 guys wide open to the left that were in space. Yeah. Nobody near him. If he'd popped that off to either one of them, it's either a shot on goal, a goal, or a square pass for a tap-in.
I agree.
And
he took one for the team.
He took one for the team. And let's be real, right? Everyone coated him off against Palace the other week for not taking one for the team. So if he hadn't have done that and then they equalised, everyone would have been going, oh, well, he should have took one for the team. Right, but one thing I want to say as well, Kenny brought it up a minute ago, right? Lacazette, that proved today, Lacazette is our number 1 striker, right? Aubameyang, 6'1" or 6'2", whatever he is, he never wins a header, right? He was anonymous today.
Yes.
He weren't tracking back. When you watch Lacazette, right? I've said this since we've signed them both, right? Lacazette is the better player out of the pair of them, right? Aubameyang may be the better goal scorer, but Lacazette gives you more if you want to play the way Emery wants to play. The amount of times Lacazette runs back past the central attacking midfielder, Ozil, or runs back past the midfielders back into our half to get the ball back, right? Aubameyang don't give you that option, whether he's playing up front on his own, whether he's playing left, whether he's playing right. He don't track back. And I'm not quoting him off because, listen, he's the joint Premier League top scorer, right? And he's got an unreal goal-scoring record. But at the same time, you can't have passengers, and we got away with one today. We properly got away with one today because they had a goal disallowed that weren't offside.
Yeah.
And again, that was Mustafi trying to 2-foot someone in the box, and his head played the guy on side as he's on the floor. Yeah, right. It's like, what are you doing? I see a screenshot of it, a picture of it, and he's on the floor with his feet up in the air and his head back. It was like man's like sliding down a water slide. Right? Yeah, I was just like, what are you doing? And luckily, we got away with that, right? But you know, the goal we scored, mate, it was just the best own goal you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, that was just fucking unreal, right? Yeah, seriously, that was a mad own goal, and like, fair play. We were on top at that time. I wouldn't say we deserved to be winning when he scored that, right? I'd say that it was fairly even at that point, right? But then when you go into the 46th minute and you've got 6 players in the box and you've got 4 opportunities to break their attack up, and then Josh King, mate, what a finish! Right? That was a fucking great finish. And you could see he was going to do it as soon as it come to him, right? But I'm with you, Chris, right? I always thought we'd win the game. Because they did nothing second half until we made some substitutions that I thought were a little bit iffy. Taking Torreira off, I don't get that. Didn't get that. Taking Iwobi off instead of Mkhitaryan. Yeah, I would have kept Iwobi on. I thought Iwobi was playing all right. Mkhitaryan, that was probably like one of the worst games he's played for us. I thought he was shit. Socrates, I thought played well. But all in all, at the end of the day, we've won the game, right? And, you know, with that lot down the road winning their game against Chelsea, and they took the piss out of Chelsea, mate, that could have been 5 or 6.
Yeah,
right?
Easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
like I was actually shocked. I couldn't believe what I see.
Yeah.
But the fact is, we're now got a whole week ahead of us of a build-up for a North London derby, and if we win that game, we're above them. Right, we're above them. End of. And the best thing about it is, for them to try and stay in the Champions League, they've got to beat Inter Milan. So they have to load their team, right? Yeah. We can fuck off to the Ukraine and just play the fucking under-15s because we're through. Yeah? So you will not see any of our big-name players going out to the Ukraine, in my opinion. I'm gassed for that game now. But listen, we got away with it today, properly. But who cares? 17 unbeaten.
And you know what, Ola, let me come to you with this. So, Mkhitaryan, what is going on? Because I must admit, I defended him a little today, and I'm a big critic of his. But I thought to myself, all right, at least today, more than any time this season, he looked more motivated to try and do something. But every time he tried to do something, it just didn't come off. He was trying, but it just didn't happen. What's going on with him?
I mean, Mkhitaryan is reminding me of Lukaku right now. Whatever the boy is trying to do, like nothing is happening for him. But the one thing you can say about Mkhitaryan is he doesn't hide. Yeah, I have to give him that one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He never hides. He might try. You know, it's not one of those guys that you see not having a good game and
an Ozil. Let's call it what it is. An Ozil.
An Ozil. Well, that's a very, very good comparison there. You know what I mean? It doesn't do Ozil. He never hides. But at the same time, right? Sometimes that's not enough in these type of games because when we're stretched, especially with packing injuries, you know, we some of our key players is not there, and then you get the chance to get the shirt and put the shirt on. You've got to make it count. You've got to make it count. And it's all down to composure, if you ask me. Because that's he's getting himself in very, very good positions. He's getting himself in good areas on the pitch. But you need composure. And right now, his composure is as dead as my cat. And I had a cat fucking 10 years ago. That cat dead and rotten right now. You know what I mean? Trust me, his composure's dead. I don't know what's going on with him, but if there's somebody, I don't even know if Emre can. Because I keep saying it, and I've been saying it all season. If there's somebody that can unlock whatever's going wrong with players like him, and it's not just him. There's a couple other players in the team. That's they've not really kicked on, and I'm not sure if they're going to be here come next summer. But when summer comes around, I don't know if Mickey's going to be here, and Mustafi today. I know we've mentioned one or two things, but to me, I think he's been to Lee's house and jack that WD-40 that he's been rubbing on it. The man's been rubbing. He's been to your yard, didn't he? That's why your door's creaking, man.
It's still squeaky now. Do you know that?
Yeah, that's what I tried to say. Because Mustafi is run off with your WD-40, man. Trust me. The man sliding on everywhere he goes. He's sliding everywhere. How do you slide and keep a man on side? What's going on? Like, oh my gosh. Look, it got front-footed today, and the one thing that I've been so happy with Emery about is he wakes up in the morning on match day, and he says, "How am I going to get a result today?" And that's the one thing the previous manager, because I ain't putting a pound in no jar for you lot, yeah. I ain't putting a pound in no jar for you lot today, man. I'm broke. Christmas coming, so. The previous manager just sends people out, sends the players out. It's like throwing the mud on the wall and see what sticks. But it looks like Emery is trying to keep all the managers in the league guessing. He's trying to keep them on their toes. And so far, apart from the first two games, it's working. Because everybody's looking at, look, all these fucking media fucking cockroaches, they've been sucking off Chelsea all fucking season. They're unbeaten this. They're playing the Sarri ball that. They're doing, Jorginho is the best thing since size bled. We're fucking point behind them. Now, what they're saying now, yeah? And they got lucky with us as well. They got lucky. If Hazard hadn't come on and just...
if we had finished our chances, Ola, if we'd buried our chances, we'd be 4 up at half-time.
Exactly, brethren. You know what I mean? So they got lucky in that game and took all 3 points. It's a game that we should have won. So really and truly, the only game that I could say, you know what, we couldn't really do nothing there, and we still had chances, was Man City. 100%. So in my opinion, you know what I mean, we're in and amongst them, and the big ones coming next week. And to me, everybody's look, the whole build-up that Lee's talking about, they're gonna be sucking on Tottenham's fucking dick. They're gonna be doing that all fucking week. Yes. Yeah? Because they done it the last time. And obviously we needed this win, yeah. Because if we'd lost this game, you know they're gonna double down on cutting us off the entire week. Yeah? But it's a good thing that we got the result that we got today, and we can carry that into next week, innit?
I think Ola makes a tremendous point, because that was one of the things I wanted to hit on was the media today. Because listen, bless her, I love Alex Scott. You know, I think she's an Arsenal legend. I have a soft spot for her personally, but I was listening to her.
How soft is it?
I was gonna say I got a hard spot for her, man.
Can't say too much.
But hey, leave her alone. She gets the same train as me. So I get off at noon. I get off at a certain station. She gets on 2 stops after me.
I ain't trying to argue with you, Kenny.
I was gonna ask...
Kenny's pulled rank, mate. We're all fucked.
I will get the scraps you leave behind, Kenny.
No, I never had a conversation with her at all. I'm one of those people that if I see a famous footballer, I just walk past him, because the other day, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't matter if you're Rose or Italian or anything, the fact of the matter is that you're paid to play for my club, get me my 3 points, and that's what. Once you do that, you could do is whatever you like. I'm not. Your life means nothing to me, because you're just like me. You need to eat. You need to have a shower. You need to get some cotton buds and clean your ears out once in a while, and you need to relieve yourself. So they're no different to me. All they do is they live in a bigger house than me, and they get paid substantially well because the demand for their services is a lot higher than they are for mine. That's all it is. So they serve their purpose. Don't need to talk to you. Don't need to get a picture of you. Don't even need to acknowledge you. Just get back, keep fit, just do your job.
But yeah, so I mean, what I was going to say was that in terms of, because I noticed she kind of criticised Arsenal in the sense that she said that she felt that Bournemouth were outplaying us, and I was like, are we watching the same game? Because I didn't think they were outplaying us. I think they had a positive opening 20 minutes, but other than that, I never thought they were on top at any time really during the game. I felt like they were playing like their position suggests. They were the sixth best team going into that, and they were playing to win that game, as they should. They beat us last season there. Why would they not think that they could beat us again? So, yeah, I don't know. For me, it just feels like we're not getting, like Ola kind of touched upon, a fair shake here. Like, when are we going to get talked about?
For the Chris, you need to look at it this way. Take the positives from the fact of the matter is that it's good motivation for next week. Every criticism the media give us is the greatest motivation ever. Do not get triggered by what Scott says, or what Redknapp says, or what Carragher says. Doesn't matter even what Paul says. The fact of the matter is that the facts are they are employed by Sky, not by Arsenal. She owes us nothing. Her contract ran out in June 18. She had her goodbye to her fans. She's now an employee, freelance employee of BBC and Sky. Her job is telling us football matches. Yeah, sometimes the criticism does hurt, but the fact of the matter is that we deserve this criticism because the simple reason is that we weren't doing the basics for the last 2 or 3 years. We are not part of that conversation for top four. We're not part of that conversation to win the league or the Champions League. Why? Because the simple reason is that time and time again we're making fundamental mistakes that repetitively, which put us in a situation where we were easy to beat. We were going to a place like Bournemouth and getting beaten because they knew if they outran us, we got in their faces, they'll win the game comfortably, which they did. Swansea beat us. We got 4 million, guys. Let's use this season and be a bit quiet because let's be honest, the last few seasons at Arsenal have been very noisy. Too much talk from the media, from the new media about Arsenal this and Arsenal that. The best thing we could do, right, is use all that criticism or the fact that we're not being mentioned as part of the conversation of top four as a motivation. You know full well that when they come to the top four, we're never going to be mentioned. Unai Emery should go before the Tottenham game, go and print that off. Because I know the media are going to say, right, the combined 11 of Arsenal and Tottenham, and there's going to be probably about one Arsenal playing there, if not any. That should be a motivation for Sunday. You know what I mean? The fact they're talking about Tottenham, being the best side ever and they had the best start, let's get it right. They lost 3 games this season. They're struggling to stay in the Champions League, but they're still getting the prize. Fine, let them have it. The pressure.
True, it's like Karen just said in the chat room. Sometimes it's better to go under the radar.
Look, the pressure's all on them,
Yes,
Man United. Another thing as well about the situation, right? When we play Man United on Tuesday, what I want us to do, us as Arsenal fans need to stop getting a rise out of Mourinho or trying to say, oh yeah, blah blah blah. I love it how Man United losing. Let Arsenal Football Club be the reason why Man United are suffering. I.e., when we play them on the 5th of December, when we put them to the sword, don't celebrate other teams doing that. We're too much doing that at Arsenal. Let's concentrate on ourselves. Don't worry about the media. Don't worry about Jose Mourinho, what he said to Franco. We ought to think about ourselves, mate. Let's stop worrying. Let's not get triggered by all these, by that. Who's that prat? Mark Goodrich? Who are you? Never heard of you before. You're making him famous. You're making him famous.
Do you know what, Kenny? That guy, Kenny, that geezer has got fucking football Twitter on strings, mate. I'm telling you, yeah.
And you're falling for it. He played a football match that like I said, that is Kitler Market Road, and yet he got more views. It was a bloody football match between football fans. It weren't Arsenal, Man United. It was 2 people playing football for fans for fun. Probably paid £5 for their subs. £2.50. Half of that went to the referee. The other bit went to their showers, and the other bit probably went to an orange and probably a sandwich. And yet we're getting treated by him. Who is he? What is wrong with you guys? Paul Merson works for Sky. He does not work for Arsenal, which means do not get triggered by Paul.
Exactly. And he's Chelsea.
Exactly. Doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that he's what Paul Merson says, what Mark Goodbridge says, what any of these people say is not going to give give us 3 points at the end of the day. What's going to give us 3 points is hard work, endeavour. All right, working hard on the pitch, knowing the right pay. Trust me, we start winning games. Like I said, we get the last laugh on these guys. That's what hurts these guys and what makes them put their dummies back in their gobs. It's winning football matches.
Yeah, Kenny, while I agree with all of that, yeah, all right, you still got to say there's times where we've done serious things and we still don't get the recognition for it. Look, it's not about them sucking us off or all of that. That's not what we're saying. But if we're doing something, yeah, you've got to show some kind of recognition. Look at all the FA Cups that we won here in recent while we were playing bad, while we were playing badly, yeah. And soon as one of the other cunts go and win it, it's the best cup since sliced bread.
Well, yeah, but you got to look at the reason.
Why is that? So when we win it, it's not a major cup. But when somebody else wins it, it's the best fucking cup in the fucking league. Yeah.
I fully agree with what you're saying, and you're right. We are never going to get a free praise, but let's get it right. We haven't had a good praise from a lot of people for years. There's been situations where even under George, we'll get him mullered. You know what I mean? Under George, there were situations where people didn't like our style of play.
Yeah, when boring Arsenal, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Boring. Yeah.
When we won trophies on the Wenger, Arsenal, yet another Arsenal player got sent off. Vieira. What's Arsenal Wenger going to do about Arsenal's disciplinary records? Come on.
Yeah.
Then
how many red cards did we have? It was just ridiculous, wasn't it?
70 red cards. And now when we don't win anything, they haven't won a trophy for 9 years. They're
soft underbelly.
Then we win the FA Cup. It's not important. That is what Arsenal mean. We are not a loved team. The fact of the matter is that people, whether they like it or not, hate us even more now. The reason why we're hated is because we've got a massive social media presence where some of our fans have become high profile. Whether we like it or not, some like it. Fantastic. Good luck to you guys. You're working hard. You found something you're good at. Good luck to you. But the fact of the matter is that is another reason why Arsenal Football Club. Turn hate to positive. Don't worry about it.
Do you know what as well, Kenny, right? You're spot on with what you said, right? But if you look at 95%, maybe even more than that, 98% of the British or English journalists or sports writers, most of them support Man United, Liverpool, West Ham or Tottenham. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So West Ham
John Cross
or Tottenham are never going to praise Arsenal. Man United are never going to praise Arsenal. Liverpool are never going to praise Arsenal. And do you know what? Everything you've said about just ignore them is fucking spot on. The way I see it is, our players are not sat on social media going, oh, look, Gary Neville slagged us off again. Because they don't give a fuck. The only person whose voice actually matters we're all sat here having a debate and a chat about the game today, yeah? No footballer is watching this. No Arsenal footballer is watching this, right? The only voice that fucking matters at Arsenal Football Club is the managers. No, but it's true, right? The only voice that matters is Unai Emery's, right? And do you know what, right? I watched that game on Sky today, yeah? And I tell you something, I said to my missus umpteen times, I said, can you hear Emery? Can you hear him? He was fucking non-stop the whole game. You could hear him. Their stadium was that dead. You could hear Emery's voice over the fucking over the crowd, right?
It's incredible, man.
And he's going, Matteo, move back, pass back. Aaron, Ramsey, Said, Kolasinac, move. He's fucking screaming all. I'm like, oh my God, this is my manager, bruv. Yeah? I am buzzing with this guy. Because for the whole 90 fucking odd minutes, he never sat down, right? And his pre-match fucking interview, he said it's a must-win game today. And although we went out there and we started shaky, we found the fucking way, right? And it was. I kind of feel sorry for the guy who gave the free kick away because he scored the own goal as well, right? But he gave the free kick away, right, after scoring the best own goal ever.
Boy,
And
he
we
did
took
try
it
to
quick.
redeem himself, though. Did you see that shot?
Yeah,
He
boy.
tried to redeem himself, man, and hit the post with that shot there.
But I tell you what, right? It was a quick free kick.
Mm.
That little split second where we took that quick free kick and we slid it into Kolasinac, bang, Bamiyang was gone. Yeah, like he see Kolasinac was getting the ball, so he drifted to the penalty spot, tap in. Yeah, that little 5 seconds, 10 seconds of play was the difference between us and Bournemouth today, right?
Exactly.
Now, whether you laugh at that and go, oh yeah, well you're Arsenal, it's Bournemouth. Let's be real here, right? This Bournemouth team are a fucking good team. They're quick, right? They're well managed. They're structured, and they've got a structure in place where the manager's been there for a long, long time, right? And they're not easy to beat, right? It's a tight little ground, etc., right? But there's no easy game in the Premier League. Let's be real. Last week we had Wolves, right? Just been promoted. Yeah, we got lucky as fuck at home against Wolves, right? This is the same Wolves that got unlucky against Tottenham at home.
Yeah, when you're slagging off fucking Sky Sports earlier on for that wank fest over Wolves.
Yeah, see, this is what pisses. Yeah, this does piss me off though, Ola. Right? You're sitting there and you're waiting for the build-up for the Bournemouth Arsenal game, and it's a wank fest for 20 minutes over Wolverhampton Wanderers. Sorry, fuck off. Yeah, the first game is Bournemouth Arsenal. How about wank off over the job Eddie Howe's done, or wank off over the job Unai Emery's done so far? Yeah, instead you're sitting there with some geezer I've never seen in my life, standing in a changing room going, "Oh, Wolves are great, Wolves are this, Wolves are that." Yeah, they've done a fantastic job. Do that after the Arsenal game. And this is why Sky Sports viewing figures are dropping season on season on season, and their subscriptions are dropping. And this is why nobody gives a fuck about what they tweet, because they don't grasp it, and neither do BT Sport, right? The way social media has grown people and grown Twitter accounts and Instagram and Facebooks, nobody gives a fuck about Sky Sports. I cancelled my Sky Sports subscription. Yeah, I still watched it on Sky Sports today.
Lee, I know the real reason you cancel your Sky subscription.
The big two. I was going to say.
This is actually true, you do. Yeah, but I still watched the game on Sky Sports today. Right, and this is the point. They don't get it. Coming just very quickly before I shut up and let Ola speak, yeah? Right? Alex Scott sat there at the beginning, before that game started, she sat there wanking off about fucking Bournemouth, right? Now, Alex Scott was a sick footballer for the women's team, right? Arguably our best player ever for the women's team, right? And she's got a sick dentist, by the way. You go and look at her older pictures, yeah? Her dentist's on point, right? Trust. Yeah? Right? But let me tell you something. She sat there and the build-up was all about Bournemouth. The build-up was all about Bournemouth. Oh, if Bournemouth do this today, Arsenal can't do this. And if Bournemouth do that, and Bournemouth do... It was like, well, hang on, you're Arsenal. Yeah? You're sitting on Sky as an Arsenal ex-player for the women's team, right? And you're sitting there and your whole build-up is about how good Bournemouth are. Sorry, you've gone down in my estimation today because you should be sitting there.
But Lee, how much?
But I think they get given scripts though, win
today. Because after analysis, how much satisfaction does all of us get out of that picture?
When she was sat there talking about it, Kenny, I said to my missus, I said, she's chatting shit. We're going to fucking batter them. Right?
Yeah.
We didn't, but we won. So her analysis for 10 minutes was fucking bullshit, innit? And
yeah, but do you think they get given scripts though to follow or guidelines of what they want them to talk about?
I don't. But I think it's very difficult when you sit in front of a camera, right? Yeah, you know, like what we're doing here is not easy, mate. I jacked my YouTube off for 5 months. I come back and I stumbled through my first video. Right? Literally didn't have a fucking screen.
I do think there's something in that, because you remember when Thierry Henry apparently was getting criticised for Sky Sports because he wouldn't go in on Arsenal.
Thank you. That's what I think happens.
Yeah,
I think there's some kind of guideline that they have to.
Yeah, but I think what it is with Thierry is that Gary Neville and Jamie Harrick have kind of led the sort of way in terms of what I mean by that is that Man United have had like 3 or 4 transitions since Sir Alex has left. There is no way whatsoever that you can say anything other than being negative about Man United. Scholes does it at BT Sport, Rio does it. So what's happened is that it's only inevitable that Thierry has to be truthful. You know, like I said, you can't say Arsenal finishing 5th and 6th is good. But once you finish 5th and 6th in the Premier League twice in succession, you are no longer part of that the high table. You're basically the rich. You're basically like a tramp looking in at the rich man's table, hoping that some crumbs come your way, i.e., winning the Europa League and getting back to the Champions League.
Well, Kenny, if you look at the backlash that Henry got, right, he had a deal with Sky, which was contracted. If he breaks the contract, Sky can take him to court and sue him because he broke his contract, right? But he was also the under-18s or under-23s or 21s coach, whatever it was. I think it was under-18s, right? Arsenal, right? He offered, apparently, this is the report, he offered to work for Arsenal as a coach for nothing, right? While still working for Sky. And apparently the previous manager said, no, because you sat there and said Giroud ain't going to win you a title...
Right. You broke, Kenny.
Yeah, you're fucked. So fuck off and work for Sky. Yeah.
One thing I would say about Arsenal, you know one thing, right, is that my views are documented. But as a manager, he has to do that, hasn't he? If he needs Giroud at a time, although we
all day long, all day long. I get that, but at the same time, the way he publicly hung Henry out to dry like that.
Yeah, but you have to look at what Ian Wright went through as well. Ian Wright went through the same thing. Yeah, not for the time when is that to make an assessment on TV that's not popular with Arsenal fans, and I think. They make all the ex-players.
Sorry, Ian Wright's the biggest flip-flop in the Arsenal ex-players.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he is the biggest flip-flop.
The
One
media,
week he was previous manager in. Next week his previous manager out, mate.
Chig, do you not agree that the media, there's something along the side of the media making them do this? I don't think they will purposely out there go and do this as much as they do anyways.
Put it this way. In my view, I do think what you're saying to a degree, yes, I do think that Sky Sports, in my opinion, before I get sued, do influence
I think they influence it
to be harsher with certain. I do think that happens, but at the same time, I also think that there are some people who are just straight up flip flops, and I love Ian Wright for being a legend and everything he done. But him, Keown, sometimes Lee Dixon, I got to admit. They all flip flop when they choose. Alan Smith sometimes as well. I love Smudge, but
the only ones who keep it real are Manu Petit. Manu Petit's brutal, bro. Right? He don't give a toss, right? And Vieira. Yeah, but since Vieira's gone into Tony Adams as well. But since Vieira's gone into management, he's started to flip flop. Yeah, and it's just like. I don't know what hold this guy had on these people. And fair enough, they all had good careers. But listen, we're shit. Let's be real. We are fucking shit. Look, we are not the Arsenal from 15 years ago. We need to accept that and build from where we're at. And
a lot of the crap that we've got from the media so far in the last couple of years, they've been self-inflicted anyways. A lot of it has been down to our own doing.
Yeah, of course.
We've been self-harming. And look, we've got this guy now. And I've said this before, it's almost like being in rehab now because we've been addicts to bad habits for so long under the previous manager. I'm not giving a pound. We've been addicted to bad habits, and this guy is doing his absolute best to get us away from all this stuff, especially with in-game management is one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest gripes, and we still get carried away with it sometimes. A few times this season, it's been in our game, and it's something that we have to cut off.
I'm going to make you at least say Wenger's name at least once on the show. Can
I say something about Emery? Right? If you guys noticed with Emery, he actually hasn't got a style of play. He done all this stuff about him changing the way he played. He is not playing the way he played at Sevilla.
I think it's just hard work. His style of play is hard work.
That's all he's doing. All he's doing is that he's looked at what he's got in terms of the personnel, and now he knows full well he hasn't got the personnel to play the way
to do. Exactly. I agree with that.
He has to find a way, the system of playing that suits the players he's got at the moment. For instance, he's got good things to work with. Like I said, he wants to play from the back, but he hasn't quite got those players to play from the back. Like I said, Hector's not really He's quick. He's not great on the ball. Mustafi's really good on the ball. He keeps in the side. That's why he plays. Even though he makes a mistake, he's good on the ball. Socrates is very good on the ball. Holding his comfortable possession. Xhaka plays his comfortable possession. You've got situations of Ozil, yeah. However, you look today, he is struggling to accommodate Ozil on that team. Today, his main thing today was work rate.
Yeah.
About matching.
He even bring Ozil on, which I love.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that wasn't Ozil's game, though. You know full well what was going to happen. You know, everyone knew Bournemouth's approach. Everyone knew that Bournemouth, what they were going to do, they're going to get in our faces. They're going to go down the left-hand side. They're going to see that Kolasinac is part of the game. They're going to think that Iwobi's not going to sort of track back. So what they were going to do is overload on the left-hand side. Also, what they were going to do is get in our faces. Now, you know full well, with Mesut Ozil, especially when he turns and looks at possession, he'll lose the ball, and then what will happen? Players who are running off,
he'll throw his arms up and start huffing. But
what will happen on the turnover, the second phase of play, they'll be straight out of back four. I mean, I can't afford that. Because Bournemouth would go bang, 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 and they'll do it. He saw what happened against Wolves. Now, Ozil wasn't the main culprit for what went wrong against Wolves, but he can't afford to have a situation where Spurs winning yesterday, winning well, and like I said, people in and around us may not even been able to fire ahead of us. He knows full well that even though we're in transition, we have to be, in terms of the demands on the club, because they spent 2 years without being in the Champions League, his remit is actually to get in the top four this season. We know that it's probably going to be a step too far, but that's his remit. Therefore, he can't afford to accommodate Mesut today. Not in that game where the foot's going to go. There may be other games where he's going to be able to play Mesut. But the fact of the matter is that he's looked at the situation, looks at Mesut's strengths and weaknesses, look at what Bournemouth going to pose. You probably watched the video and how Bournemouth beat us last season. They said, right, I can't trust you today, Mesut. You're not playing today. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Next season, when he does get his play, then you are going to see an Unai Emery team. But I think that's where the transition thing is that don't look when you look at our play, just forget about our style of play. Just look at the fact that we're running more harder than we were before, like so covering more distances, doing more sprints, and we're getting back in the position line. It's going to take time. We haven't got a style of play. So people need to sort of kind of realise that.
Yeah, 100%, Kenny. Because you could see, look, we've got limitations. We're a team that's got a lot of limitations. We've got ceiling, and because we've got ceiling and these limitations, it's had to go back to basics and getting the players doing the basics right, and you have to earn your crust for every yard you put on the pitch. You have to earn your crust because, look, we're saying everybody is all surprised as to why he's taking us Torreira today. But if Torreira was our best player and he hooked him off, to me, he's sending a message to the whole team. No one is safe. You're not safe. If you start looking like you're slacking in my eye, right now, the only player that I think, and not even him is safe, but the only player that I think is kind of solidified his place in the team right now is Leno. Because the way Leno keep pulling, did you see that save right at the
one
end?
where
One ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, did you see that? Yeah, that was the one where he headbutted the post, didn't it?
I couldn't believe.
He headbutted the post. He just got up like it was nothing. He was just like, yeah, what?
Yeah, but he's only. But you're thinking with Leno, though, guys. Leno's only the man in possession. He's still not submitting that number one place.
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying.
You can't have a player. He's the man in possession, but he ain't the number one. You got Petr Cech now.
I think he deserves to be number one, but I don't think
he's still the man in possession, though. He's got Petr Cech behind him. So if he's got Petr Cech behind him, that's where the standard's got to keep up and up and up. Petr Cech's ready to go now. He's ready to go in that team and take his spot back. So we've got competition for places where we should have.
And that's good.
That's one thing. And yet, if you notice Torreira as well, he was tiring. So that was a good substitution. Yes, he was man of the match. But if you're tiring in the 83rd minute, when we're 2-1 up, you can't play now. We need fresh legs. So he's got that right. He can see better than us. Yes, he played.
Kenny, you're spot on, right? And one thing I'll say is this manager, right, every single game we have played, he has changed it, and 99 times out of 100 or 9 times out of 10 or whatever, his substitutions have paid off. Today, he learned from Wolves the other week, right? We fucked up against Wolves, right? Today we started sloppy, right? But you can say they've had 2 weeks off, most of them, yeah? Some of them didn't go on international duty. But after that, I thought we controlled the game. And at half-time, we actually had 10 shots. Only 2 on target or 3 on target, whatever it was, right? But his substitutions, although I thought they were a bit iffy, right? And I don't think we played that great, he was trying, yeah? And he was standing there. And like I said, he was barking orders all the way through that, especially second half, right? And he was pulling players. Every time the player got to the ball, he was telling him where to pass it. You could hear it on TV. Yeah, he was telling him, Matteo, pass it back, pass to Mustafi, or pass to Socrates. Yeah, Iwobi, move here, move there. That is the biggest difference with our team this season, is the fact that we have now got a manager, right, that will stand there and do everything he can to try and win a game, right? Yes. And we haven't had that in the previous years. It's just been sit on the bench, play with a zip, yeah, and let's just let the players express themselves. And there's no coincidence that we are number 1 in fucking distance covered. Yeah, and that is ultimately when skill set don't kick in, hard work has to kick in, right? And ultimately that is why we have gone on a 17-game unbeaten run, because hard work kicks in. Against Wolves, yes, we deserve to get battered 5-0, right? But we kept going. We kept going and we kept going, and we got lucky with the goal, but you make your own luck, right? Wolves didn't take their chances. Our keeper had a blinder and we made our own luck at the end, right? And people can write us off all they like. Don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, we're a better unit now than we were this time last season. We've already won more away games this season than we did fucking in the last 5 months of last season, right? And I've said it to so many people that have like gone, oh yeah, but we're not good enough. We're not this, we're not that, right? At the end of the day, let's be real. He's inherited a squad full of bang average footballers on top dough. Right? There's a handful of players in that squad that are good enough. And it's no coincidence that the signings he's made have all been amongst our better players this season, which fills me with confidence going into January and into the summer window.
And I suppose, just because I'm conscious that we don't have much time, because I know 2 of you guys have got to go on the Gooner Talk, which I hope everyone watching goes and follows them over to the Gooner Talk. Let's move it on towards the Tottenham game. Now, Tottenham, to be fair, even under, as Lee would say, the previous manager, that always used to be able to at least get up for and perform to. How, as much as I criticised Mustafi had a great game against Tottenham last season. Notice I said his name properly because he had a great game last season. So, yeah, for me, Ola, how are you thinking going into this Tottenham game? Are you confident going into next week?
Look, I wouldn't say I'm confident, yeah, but I have faith in the manager, because this manager shows that every game that we go into, we have a plan. We have some kind of plan A, plan B, and if plan B ain't working, there is a plan C. And when you have a manager like that, there's all kind of possibilities that could happen. And on top of that, we've got players that know we still got players in the ranks that know what this game means. We still got players at the club that knows how much this game means to the fans. And you know one thing that I feel now, that the players are actually respecting and fighting for the fans a lot more. They now go and clap the fans at the end of the game. We weren't seeing that before. That's because the players didn't really give a fuck about the fans. Yeah? They didn't really give up, because if they did, they'll fight for the shirt, then go and clap the fans, especially the away fans that traveled miles and miles to come and fucking support them. But they never used to do that. But under this regime, under this manager, all of that's changed. The culture has changed. And when the cultures change like that, yeah, because there's demands from them, go and do this, go and do that. You got to fight for. And look, this manager there's one thing that he would have been told as soon as he came into the club about our history with Tottenham, yeah, and he will want to do everything to make sure that we get one up on them. Look, this is a man that had a dossier on every player, every game we played. He does his video analysis. So he would have watched that game yesterday, the previous games, the games that they didn't do so well in, and see what their weaknesses are. And in my opinion, I still think we still got a harder working midfielders, shall I say, than they do, right? And I think if we come correct and don't make no mistakes, especially like, look, the way we played Liverpool, if we come with that type of attitude, we will beat Tottenham.
Yeah.
We will beat Tottenham.
The
I
Liverpool
guarantee.
performance will be enough to beat Tottenham. I'm convinced.
Exactly. If we come correct, because I think right now, even though Lloris has just won the World Cup, and it's still sloppy. He's still got mistakes in him. And if our strikers, if they're on point and they take the chances that come their way, we'll get the result against Tottenham. And look, they ain't really beat us at home since 2010. So our record, our record against them at home is, this is 2018. They ain't beat us at home since 2010. So, and this is through all the bad years. We've had some torrid years, but when it comes to this game at home, we'll find a way to do it. And
let me get a prediction from you.
I'll go 3-2. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. It's gonna be one of them dilly ding dilly dong, but we'll get the win. We'll get the win.
That won't do anything for your high blood pressure, Kenny.
Boy, Mustafi nearly killed me today, so
he killed me. But like I said,
what do you think about going into the Tottenham game? Are you confident? More confident than you were last year, Kenny Ken?
Well, I think the thing about it, right, is it's a game. You've got to realise, you've got to respect Spurs. They're an excellent team.
Yeah.
Like we can sit here like talking about how many trophies they haven't won, but the fact of the matter is, football's football. We're all men here. We know a good side when we see one. That's a good side. Remember, they got about 3 or 4 players who can take the game away from us. Like I said, they got option of playing. We all know about Kane, but you know what's happened is that they can, like I said, how do I say it? Pochettino could either go direct with Song alongside him. We can go with a bit of panache, a bit of like silky skills to bring, like to create an open play Lucas Moura. So he's got that option there. He's got Dele Alli who can make runs above, in front of him. He's, like I said, he's got, Trippier. He's a good right back, and probably the weaknesses in their team is probably going to be Davis at left back. But even then, he's part of that system. One thing we have to respect as well is that Spurs are going to look at the game. They know we're going to be on the front foot. They know we're going to expect it. But the way teams have beaten Spurs this season, Man City, Barcelona, and Watford, we've got to win the second balls, man. We win them because you looked at the situation. When Spurs have lost the second balls, you can get that back four. Chelsea yesterday, I'm sorry, let's be honest, they're a nice team now. They're not a team that with the SCN, Bakayoko type of players, big players in midfield who do that and win games. They haven't got players like Ivanovic. He wants to play like a silky style of play. That was right for Tottenham because what Tottenham could do is just run through it. Not once when Spurs got the ball, just a Chelsea player press in their midfielders. They let Spurs get in them direct. We can't let Spurs do that. We've got to make sure we get in their face and press them. And then when we press them, we have to be quick, make our passing quick so we can get at our back four. That's how we're going to beat Spurs. Spurs are going to be compact. They're going to, Ali and Kane and Song are going to try and stop us from passing out the back. So again, I'm not saying move long. We have to pay attention, keep the passes short, pass to a red shirt, and be on the game because they will be in their faces. They are going to turn any of our mistakes and punish us every mistake we've got. So pass back from the back if you must. But remember, the second fucking balls, mate. The second balls on that turnover, they're going to be at our back four. They're not going to come at us. They're going to be compact. So how we're going to be compact and break their bloody press is quick passing, quick movement. You know what I mean? Which means Aubameyang, if you're starting next week, show for a bloody option. Learn to play your back to goal. Hold possession. Bring players in. Don't just wait for the ball to come to you. This is a fucking North London derby now. We're going to expect you to do 2 things. One, when Spurs are trying to get at the back, we want you to be the first line of defence. Press them. And then when you press them, it slows down the game. You get our players back in the position. Do not let Spurs have an output. Don't let Alderweireld just look up and, find a little pass for, Wiggs in midfield and they get at us. Don't make it easy for them. They're going to be in our face. They're not going to be in our faces, but they're going to be compact. We've got to be careful, mate. Especially with those second balls, and especially in terms of getting closer when they got the bloody ball. They will hurt us. They've got 4 players that can hurt us and take the game from us. Kane doesn't even have to have a kick. Ali could take the game away from us. Son can take the game away. We've got to be bloody on it today. On it. Yes, but always be passionate, but play with your fucking heads, mate. All right? It's only a game. Leave the passion to the fans and all the sort of, let's get in their face. Another thing is, Spurs will play the referees will let tackles go in. It's not North London derby. It's no good crying looking for referee protection. Referees are going to let tackles go in. So be cute. Don't let fucking Bayer get in, play referee and like I said, get in your head. Be compact. Bloody Xhaka, don't let bloody get in his face. But do it properly, professionally. If you're bloody playing, for God's sake, move the ball quickly, man. Come on.
Kenny, does Ozil get in your team next week?
Well, if Ozil moves the ball quickly enough and gets, like I said, then yes, he does play because he traditionally at home in those games he's played.
He's all right, yeah.
And he does play at home, so he will play for me. However, he has to understand is that it's not about the passion, because I expect you to have that anyway. It's about thinking now. Know what Tottenham are going to do. Know that they're a savvy side. They've played together 3 or 4 years. So they've got 3 or 4 ways where they're going to beat us. Because they played together. We're a new team, so be careful. But saying that, if we play like we did against Liverpool and eradicate states, we'll win 2-0.
Okay. A professional Kenny Ken is. I was going to ask him his prediction 2-0. All right. So, Lee, take us home. What do you think going into the game and your prediction for that Tottenham game?
I think that I agree with pretty much what both of these guys have said, yeah. The one thing or 2 things that go in our favour, right, is the fact that Tottenham had just played Chelsea, and as poor as Chelsea were, Chelsea are still going to have given them a game. And they're going to have known they were in a game, even if it was a walkabout in a park and it should have been 6 or 7 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They've then got Inter Milan, right? So the first thing is they've played Chelsea, right? They're going to be so confident after that Chelsea game because Chelsea were unbeaten, etc., right? And let's be real, Hazard normally turns up against Chelsea. I don't know if the old Bill have found him yet, but there was a petition out for him last night. I think the only time I see him in the game was when he dived. But then saying that, I'd rather dive than pass to Morata. So let's be real, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'd trust you up front over Morata, Chris. Yeah, seriously. But
I could finish him.
Yeah, I'm saying. Right? But that's the first thing. They've played Chelsea, right? And even though it was easier than we all thought it was going to be, and I can't imagine any Tottenham fan, even the most ardent Tottenham fan, like the Tottenham tie, would never have thought that would have been the result, right? Because let's be real, Chelsea were unbeaten. They were unbeaten for a reason because they're a good team, right? But the fact that they've got Inter Milan to salvage their Champions League campaign makes me more confident than if they didn't have that game to salvage it. If they'd already qualified, they could rest players, etc., right? We've qualified from the Europa League through to the knockouts, right? So we can literally send a whole reserve team over to the Ukraine. I think that Aubameyang, Ozil, Lacazette, all of these players will be rested. Yeah, and whether that's a good thing or not, only we'll find out on Sunday, because sometimes you rest players and they've had a week off and the other players have had 3 days off. Them players are more on it than the players that have had a week off sometimes. So it can go 50-50. How I see it going, I think that Kenny was right. They've got 3 or 4 players that can just kill the game. Ali was fantastic yesterday, right? And Arsenal fans hate the geezer, right? Listen, I don't particularly like him, right? I don't particularly like him, right? I've met him a few times. My missus used to go to school with him, right? Yeah. And like, I know people that know him very well, etc. He's actually a really nice lad. He just plays for that lot, right? So automatically I have to hate him. But he can take the game away from you, and he stepped up yesterday, and I was impressed with how he played yesterday, right, against Chelsea. Christian Eriksen, do not give that guy a free kick outside the box. He's deadly. Harry Kane, I sat here and said about Aubameyang being anonymous today, but he scored the winner. Kane's made a career out of that. Yeah, Kane has made a career out of not doing fuck all, but then getting one shot from 20 yards out, bang. Yeah, low driven, bottom corner from 20 yards out, through a defender's legs every time it's a goal. Right? Yeah. So we need to be on it. But what fills me with confidence is the fact that they've played Chelsea, they've got a salvage a Champions League campaign. They could roll over and go, fuck it, we'll get knocked out and not even get in Europa League. I don't think they'll do that. Right? So add that to the fact that we haven't got Europa League, it's not important because we've qualified. And the fact that the performance against Liverpool at home, we played really, really well in that game. I think we'll beat them. It's not going to be fucking easy. Yeah, they're a good side, man. Let's be real. As much as we don't want to say it, they're a fucking good team, right?
Yeah.
Until they win something, they will never be held in like higher regard. But they're a good team. Yeah. If they go and win a league, or they go and win a cup this season, people can then sit back and go, do you know what? We've got to eat sour grapes on this. Tottenham are actually, they've landed, right? But for me, they're a good team. This is their final opportunity this season to prove that. And if they don't, that team would be decimated in the summer, right? That's how I see it. But in terms of the game, I think that we'll beat them. I don't think Aubameyang a start. I don't think we can afford to have passengers. We can't play him left wing. He's a waste there. He don't track back. Monreal's not going to be fit, so Kolasinac's there, who, by the way, I thought was brilliant today. I thought that was a good game after the shit he had against Wolves. But then
it worked hard. It worked hard on the left wing against Liverpool.
He did, but at the same time, Ola, I think that Kolasinac up against Salah was an easier proposition. And I know this sounds stupid because Salah scored 40 goals last season. Yeah. But it's an easier proposition than up against Son or Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw what Son did to my man yesterday. Fucking hell, bro.
Yeah, mate. Listen, Salah's a fucking gifted footballer, right? And I'm not taking nothing away, and I'm not dissing Salah, right? But Kolasinac pocketed him to the point where he had to move to the other side. If he's up against Son, Kolasinac will get roasted left, right, and centre, mate. Because Son is a little bit more cuter than Salah. Salah's all about pace, kick and run. Yeah, jink inside onto his left. Son can go left foot, right foot. Yeah, he can twist.
He's got bag of skills still.
Yeah, exactly. He's skillful. He left foot, right foot. Kolasinac's turning fucking... He turns like... Mate, seriously, he's just like a tank. Like, literally, it takes forever for him to turn. So, I hope that we don't play Aubameyang, and I hope that we play Iwobi there. I think Ozil will start. I'd actually start him myself. I'd personally put him in, because I think the way he conducted himself against Liverpool, which was our last big test at home, he was fantastic that day. Yeah, as was everyone that day. I thought everyone was pretty decent that day. So I think Ozil will start. And the thing that Ozil will bring is the fact that their players will be wary that Ozil's starting, and they'll be wary of the fact that Lacazette's starting, whether he's injured or not. I personally don't think he's injured. I think he's been... Yeah, I think that was just all bollocks, right? And because it was Bournemouth, that's why he didn't start. If that was Tottenham today, he would have started. Right? Yeah. So we've got to be clever, we've got to be smart, and we've all got to be on it like we was against Liverpool. Personally, I think that if Xhaka and Torreira play how they did against Liverpool, I think we'll batter them. Like, comfortably. I think it'll be 2 or 3. Yeah? Because I think that with Lacazette up front, I think that he's, like I said earlier, he's the better player out of the two. But then when you run, he will run around left, right and centre, right? He will wear that defence out, and then with 20 minutes to go, you can take Iwobi off and go, bang, Aubameyang's coming on. Now, if we're 1 goal up or 2 goals up, they've got to come forward. That's where we destroy them. And I think that's what happened. I think we'll beat them, and I think we're doing 3-1.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're doing 3-1.
And to find out my prediction, you're going to have to watch my preview next week. So that's it from us. I'm going to let the boys go. But Ola, before I do, so while we have Kenny Ken on, So myself, Ola, and Kenny Ken, we're going to preview the Tyson Fury Wilder fight on Tuesday.
Bang, bang.
But that should be real fun.
I'm
We're all
ducking out of the
massive
way of them, man. Trust me, you hit me, I'm in a coma, bro.
So do make sure you catch that. Before I let these guys go, Ola, let the people know, the 150 odd people that are watching us, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. Come link, man, on Twitter, Black Scorpion Free. It'll be in the descriptions below because Chris is good like that. You can link, man, on Black Scorpion Free on Instagram as well. Same handle on Instagram. Check, man, out. Follow me. I'll drop you a follow as well. We can engage, talk about whatever it is you want to talk about, and we'll go from there. You see me?
They want to talk about Alex Scott.
I got a hard spot for her, man. I don't give out soft spots, man. I only got a hard spot for
sorry, Alex. I didn't mean it to go that way. I did not mean it to go the way these guys are.
Right, wait till Chris's missus watches this back.
I know I'm going to get so much grief. But Lee, if you're wondering why Lee's a good talker, that's because he has his own YouTube channel. So absolutely go subscribe to that.
Lucky.
Under his name, Lee Gunner. The link will be in the description below. Lee, let the people know they can.
Nice one, man. Appreciate that. I've got nearly on 600 subscribers in 70 odd hours. So thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed. I don't know why the fuck you listen to my ramblings. Yeah, thank you, man. I don't get why people tune in to me. I don't lie. I just chat shit, right? But yeah, people seem to like it. Well, some people seem to like it. I get a lot of people that don't like it, but that's because I'm honest, isn't it? But if you want to follow my Twitter, Lee Gunner82. If you follow my Insta and DM me that you followed me from the show, I'll follow you back. Lee Gunner82 on Insta as well.
There you go.
Thanks for having me on again, by the way. Thank you.
My pleasure, as always. And Kenny Ken, let the people know where they can find you.
Well, like I said, you can find me in like I said,
local gym in North London.
Find me in you can find me in local gym in North London. Find me in Nando's and Highway Road. By the way, you're paying because I'm a bit skinny, so I'll get paid. So if you want to take me out for dinner, make sure that I'm going to have like the peri peri, not so hot, with half chicken and two soy.
What down the Roosters, yeah?
No, Roosters is not. It's poor. It's a poor man's Nando's.
Nando's, yeah. So it's Nando's. Man's a poor man out here.
Because I don't drink, you're gonna get me like a cordial, a bit of ice, and like
I know how you like it. I know how you like it.
If you're gonna buy me a coffee, make sure you get me decaf because normal coffee is not good for my blood pressure. Not too much salt in the food as well. And if you want to find me on Twitter as well, I'm just Kenny Ken 1972. And guy.
There you go. And Nando's.
Before you say anything, Chris, Kenny's looking fresh with his fresh trim, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? I was gonna say that myself.
Yeah, you're looking like Kenny. Have you lost a bit of weight as well? Have you dropped a little bit? You like leaning up in that because you look a little bit like I don't know. Looks
if
like
you've been getting that Una Emery training there, man.
You know
what I'm saying?
I may not.
Hello, you still there?
He's gone.
Where are you at? You're going to get his Nando's.
I'm going to take that as a sign. So, all right, people, we're out of here. But yeah, absolutely crush that like button for me. Get the show noticed. Get the show some love. So crush that like button for me. And until next time, I'll be back on Tuesday with the fellas. Then I'll be doing my preview for the meaningless Europa game that no one will give a damn for. Because then what everyone is waiting for is that Spurs game. So keep an eye out on what I do for that. I'll be doing something a little bit special. And if it sounds like my volume has gotten a little bit better lately, that's because I bought an absolute brand new, beautiful microphone, especially. So you're damn right. There you go. But anyway, people, we're out of it. Take care.
Unai Emery fucking in forever.
Gunshots.
Unai Emery FC.
Peace.